Hey there and welcome. So, you're a level 6 marketing manager apprentice, and you've come face to face with skill S10. Yeah, it can feel like this massive mountain you've got to climb, but don't worry. Today, we're going to give you the roadmap, the GPS, everything you need to get to the top. We're going to break down exactly how to engage, negotiate, and manage all those stakeholders and suppliers so you can totally master the skill. Ready? Let's dive in. So I want you to meet Jody. She's a level 6 apprentice over at IBIS stores, and right now she is feeling what you might be feeling. S10 just seems huge, overwhelming. She knows it's a big deal for her apprenticeship, but figuring out how to actually do it and then prove it, it all feels a bit foggy. So today, we're gonna follow her journey and get that clarity together. We're calling this Jody's S10 mission. Think of it like a video game with levels. First, she's gonna figure out the why with her manager, Riddle. Then she'll learn the how with her mentor, Adam. After that, she'll get the proof from her coach, Olivia. And then get prepped for the final boss, her EPA. Stick with us, and by the end, you'll have your very own action plan. Let's go. Right. Every good mission starts with understanding why you're doing it. What's the point of this skill at a management level? Why does it matter so much? For that, Jody's first stop is her line manager, Riddle. Okay, so picture this. Jody's in a one-to-one with Riddle, who runs the marketing team. Jody's honest with her. She says, look, I'm struggling to get my head around S10. I know it's more than just sending emails and setting up meetings, but what am I really supposed to be doing? And Riddle just nails it with this. She explains that S10 isn't just about being organized, it's the engine that turns a great marketing strategy on a piece of paper into a real thing that actually happens. It's about having the skills to get everyone, from your internal teams to your external agencies, on board and moving in the same direction. So Riddle breaks down the official jargon. At its heart, SCN is all about managing relationships so they're actually productive. You're using your skills in negotiation and setting up clear processes, that's the governance part, to make sure you're getting the best value, the best quality, and that everyone is on the same page. This is about being a manager, not just an administrator. And the impact? It's massive. Riddle points out that when you get this right, you're the person making sure the cool marketing ideas are actually possible. You become the guardian of the budget, the quality, and the deadlines. This doesn't just reduce risk, it builds trust and makes the entire marketing department more influential across the whole business. Pretty important, right? Okay, so Jody gets it. She understands the why. But knowing why you need to climb the mountain doesn't actually get you up the mountain. She needs a practical plan, a step-by-step guide. Let's see what happens when she connects with her mentor, Adam. Jody jumps on a call with Adam. Now, his whole role is to help her turn all this theory into real-world practice. She tells him, okay, I get the big picture, but I need a roadmap. How do I actually build the confidence and the skills to do this stuff? Adam gives her this brilliant 4-step plan. It's perfect. He says, first, just focus on building your negotiation confidence. Learn to be assertive without being aggressive. Step 2, get commercially savvy. You gotta understand the money and the contracts. Step 3 is all about managing complexity, juggling everyone's different needs. And the final step, and this is the real secret sauce, is reflection. Always look back and ask, what worked, what didn't? That's how you get better and better. And this is where it gets super practical. Adam doesn't just give her a plan, he gives her a toolkit. He shows her actual tools like frameworks for choosing suppliers, solid processes for checking contracts, and even how to map out stakeholders to see who really holds the influence. These aren't just ideas, they're the real-world structures that make relationship management work. All right, Jody is feeling so much better. She knows why S10 matters and she's got a real, practical plan to develop it. But there's one last, absolutely crucial piece of the puzzle. How on earth does she prove she's actually done it? For that, she needs her apprenticeship coach, Olivia. Olivia is the expert on what the assessors need to see. Jody cuts right to the chase and asks her, okay, Olivia, tell me straight, what does good S10 evidence actually look like when I upload it to APTM? And Olivia gives her this crystal clear checklist. She says, start collecting things like the briefs you write for agencies, any notes or summaries from negotiations, your comms plans for stakeholders, and any performance reviews you've done. And, really important, you need to write those reflections analyzing how you managed everything. Now listen up, because this is probably the most important part. It's not just about having these documents. Olivia explains that the assessor is looking for proof of management-level thinking. So your negotiation records can't just be meeting minutes. They have to show you taking ownership. Your stakeholder plan needs to show strategic thought, and performance review has to show you proactively solving problems, not just pointing them out. That's the difference. Okay, portfolio strategy sorted. There's just one final hurdle left, the endpoint assessment, the EPA. Olivia wants to make sure Jody is totally ready for that professional discussion and can talk about her skills, even under a bit of pressure. So Olivia basically throws a practice question at her. She says, "Jody, you're in the EPA." The assessor leans forward and asks, "Can you describe a negotiation where you secured value or mitigated risk?" Go. This is the moment where it all has to come together. And wow, look at this answer. This is what a top-tier distinction-level response looks like. It's so concise but so powerful. She doesn't just say what she did, she links her action, renegotiating, to a business problem, the budget. Then she shows she managed both the external supplier and her internal team's expectations. And she finishes with a clear positive outcome. That is the formula right there. And just like that, Jody's journey is complete. She went from feeling totally lost and overwhelmed to having a super clear understanding of the why, the how, and the proof. She's ready. She's confident. So now, let's wrap all of that up into a simple action plan for you. So here it is, your mission, should you choose to accept it. First, just like Jody, really get why this matters. Then, start using that 4-step plan and toolkit to actively practice. As you do it, be on the lookout for great evidence that proves you're a manager, not just a coordinator. And finally, practice saying your achievements out loud, using that awesome distinction level formula. So what's your first step going to be? Look, mastering S10 is a journey, for sure. But the good news is you now have the map. Take that first step today, even a small one, and you are absolutely on your way to becoming a more confident, more effective marketing manager. You can totally do this. Thanks so much for joining me.